YouTubers, gamers, whatever you are. What's going on, guys? And thanks for watching Messiah Entertainment. Now, today I was supposed to be reviewing Robocop, but the movie was kind of sold out when we went to see it, so I instead saw 3 Days to Kill. Check it out. 3 Days to Kill is directed by Mick G and starring Kevin Costner. He plays the role of Ethan Renner, a CIA agent who retires after finding out they have brain cancer. He decides to move back to France in order to spend more time with his wife and teenage daughter. That all changes, however, when a woman named Vivi, also CIA, comes into his life and offers him an experimental drug that may actually end his cancer, but only on one condition: if he agrees to kill for her. And thus we have our movie. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the pros. First off, the action. This movie does a grade A job of making action sequences. From gunfights to hand-to-hand combat to even car chases, this movie does everything perfectly. Kevin Costner held it down too. He's getting up there with age, so I was thinking he might not be able to fight as well, but he actually holds it down. Now, his illness does cause him to faint every once in a while, and that did kind of bug me a little bit, but I'll get more into that in the con section. Next off is the acting. Now, everybody pretty much did their roles pretty well. There's no one I can really look back and say they were terrible in the movie. Some of them have a tendency to overact a bit, but for the most part, everybody did well. Amber Heard was good. Mark Adriani provides a lot of comic relief in this movie. The movie's funny every time he's on screen. And finally, for the last pro, the storyline. The story surprised me. It was actually pretty good. It was this cool espionage movie mixed in with Kevin Costner's character having to reunite with his family that he's been away from a long time, so it really kept me interested. Unfortunately, the storyline is also the first con that's on the list. Certain plot lines inside of this movie just don't really make sense to me. The CIA apparently wants Kevin Costner's character to come back for one last mission and take down the wolf. Now, I could understand that if he was much younger and a lot more equipped to take on this kind of task, but every time he reaches his target, he ends up falling to the ground and letting the target escape. They could have found anybody else who was a lot younger and not terminally ill to accomplish this mission. One or two times maybe, but every time it happens in the entire film, it just kind of seems a little bit ridiculous to me. There's also this other part at the end of the film where he only has to kill one more person and the agency will give him all the medication he needs to survive, and for some reason he chooses not to, out of some weird kind of promise that he made to his family to no longer kill for the agency again. The only problem is, throughout the entire film, he's probably went through scores of bad guys, killing them off single-handedly just to get to this one nuclear terrorist, and when he finally gets to the main bad guy, which killing would probably save a lot more lives than just leaving him alive, he chooses not to and chokes? Seems a bit stupid on his part. As I said before, Kevin Costner's character faints several times during the film, right when he's about to catch the bad guy. Despite this, Vivi keeps on sending him on this mission over and over and over again. Somehow, I'm guessing, anticipating that he will just finally not do it, and instead of, sending out a much stronger, smarter agent over after this guy, she just decides to throw Kevin Costner at the objective again, hoping that maybe this time he'll actually finish the job. Does it ever happen, though? No. Same thing happens over and over and over again. Kevin Costner gets into a chase sequence with these guys. They run off for a bit. Kevin Costner catches up with them, but right as soon as Kevin Costner gets right behind them, Kevin Costner starts to get dizzy and he drops to the floor and he drops his gun and the bad guy gets the upper hand again. Despite some plot holes here and there, the next issue I have with the film is some choppy editing. Certain scenes in the film just kind of seem like they occurred too early, as if there should have been some build-up to a certain scenario or some sort of resolution to the conflict. Other scenes just outright don't belong in certain areas. For example, at the end of the movie, when there's this big shootout, the daughter and her boyfriend go to the secluded room to kiss each other. Now, the scene keeps on alternating between her and the boyfriend and the big shootout with Kevin Costner. Now, it switches back and forth as if the daughter has some relevance in this situation, but nothing ever happens. Her and the boyfriend kiss one time, they smile at each other, and that's the end of it. That's the end we see of their relationship. it doesn't really make sense there. There was no reason to really have that scene. I mean, all throughout the film, we see this strained father-daughter relationship. Seconds before the shootout began, Kevin Costner tells his daughter to make sure she uses her best judgment while with her boyfriend. So it would have made more sense if something like the boyfriend tried to go too far with her and she refused because of what her father said, so that it shows that she's warming up to her father. But instead, we just get this random scene in the middle of a big shootout. Okay, so time to tally up. Now, first for the pros, we have great action sequences, great characters, and great storyline. On the flip side, however, we have quite a few weird plot points and a few instances of choppy editing. For that, I'm gonna have to give it a 6 out of 10. Average. Bad plot points just seem to take me out of the film. The same goes to choppy editing. The actors were okay, they were pretty good, but they weren't anything special. Thus, this movie is just average. It's nothing special, it's just average. Or at least in my eyes. So if you're watching this, have you seen 3 Days to Kill? What did you guys think? Just tell me down in the comment section. And subscribe to my channel, like this video, and you guys know the drill. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.